Since the dawn of civilization, humanity has gazed upon the impossible and built it anyway. Colossal statues that defied gravity, temples that reached the heavens, and monuments that whispered, "We were here." These were the 7 wonders of the ancient world, a list carved by ancient Greek travelers, capturing the height of human ambition. But behind each wonder lies a story of power, faith, and the unstoppable will to leave a mark on eternity. The last wonder still standing. Rising from the sands of Egypt stands the Great Pyramid of Giza, the only ancient wonder still standing today. Built over 4,500 years ago for Pharaoh Khufu, it was once the tallest structure on Earth, reaching 481 feet into the sky. Over 2.3 million limestone blocks were hauled by hand, each weighing up to 15 tons. To this day, its construction remains one of history's greatest enigmas. The alignment with the stars, the precision of the joints, it's as if the builders understood mathematics and astronomy far beyond their time. Inside, narrow passageways lead to Khufu's burial chamber, but his body has never been found. Did looters steal his remains, or did the ancient Egyptians design it to guard a deeper secret? A garden so beautiful, it may never have existed. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Lost Paradise. Deep in ancient Mesopotamia, legend speaks of a king who built a garden to remind his queen of her distant homeland. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, said to have been built by King Nebuchadnezzar II around 600 BCE, were described as a series of terraces that overflowed with trees, flowers, and waterfalls. Greek historians claimed it was so lush it seemed to float in the air, defying the desert that surrounded it. The secret behind its beauty? Ancient hydraulic systems that lifted water from the Euphrates River centuries before the invention of modern pumps. Yet not a single trace of the gardens has ever been found. Were they destroyed by time, or did they exist only in imagination? A god made of gold that no human could look upon. The statue of Zeus at Olympia, the god of gods. In Olympia, Greece, stood a temple dedicated to the king of the gods, Zeus. Inside, sculptor Phidias created a masterpiece around 435 BCE, a 40-foot-tall statue of Zeus, seated upon an ivory and gold throne. His robe shimmered in gold leaf, his face serene yet commanding. Jewels adorned his throne, and in his hand, he held the figure of Nike, the goddess of victory. Ancient visitors claimed they felt the presence of Zeus himself in the room, such was its power and grandeur. But in the centuries that followed, earthquakes and fire reduced it to ash. The god of thunder, silenced not by man, but by time itself. A temple built for a goddess, destroyed by one man's ego. The temple of Artemis at Ephesus, the jewel of the Aegean. Along the Aegean coast of modern-day Turkey stood the Temple of Artemis, completed around 550 BCE. With 127 marble columns, each 60 feet tall, it was a fusion of beauty and divinity, dedicated to the goddess of the hunt. Travelers said its splendor rivaled the gods themselves. But on one fateful night, July 21, 356 BCE, a man named Herostratus set it ablaze, for one reason only, to make his name immortal. The temple was later rebuilt, even grander than before, only to fall centuries later to invading forces. The goddess forgave many, but not arrogance. A tomb so grand, it gave its name to every tomb after it. The mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the eternal tomb. In Halicarnassus stood the monumental mausoleum, the final resting place of King Mausolus and Queen Artemisia II, built around 350 BCE. Standing 135 feet high, it combined Greek architecture with Egyptian and Lycian influences, crowned by a marble chariot statue. Its beauty inspired artists for centuries, and its name, mausoleum, became the word for any grand tomb thereafter. Though earthquakes shattered it, fragments remain, enough to remind us of love, legacy, and the pursuit of immortality. A god who guarded the sea, until the earth itself took him down. The Colossus of Rhodes, the sentinel of the harbor. On the island of Rhodes, after a great victory, the people erected a 105-foot-tall bronze statue of the sun god Helios around 280 BCE. For half a century, it stood at the harbor's entrance, gleaming like fire in the daylight, one of the tallest statues ever built. But in 226 BCE, a massive earthquake struck, toppling the god of the sun into the sea. Even in ruin, its remains were so immense that travelers said its fingers alone were taller than men. A symbol of triumph turned into a reminder that even gods fall. The beacon that lit the way for 1,000 years. The Lighthouse of Alexandria. The beacon of civilization. The final wonder shone not in marble or gold, but in light. The Lighthouse of Alexandria, built on the island of Pharos around 280 BCE, guided sailors to safety for over 1,000 years. Standing over 350 feet tall, it was one of the tallest structures of the ancient world. Its mirrors reflected sunlight by day, and at night, a blazing fire burned from its summit. For generations, it symbolized not only navigation, but enlightenment. Until the 14th century, when earthquakes finally brought it to the sea. A beacon once for sailors, now for historians searching through time's deep waters. These were the 7 wonders of the ancient world, testaments to human ambition and the relentless drive to create something greater than ourselves. Empires may fall, but wonder never dies. As long as humanity dreams, new wonders will always rise. If you found this journey through history fascinating, don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel, Cyber Theo.